Hey, good morning, everybody. Just getting set up. 2 minutes. Good morning, everybody. 3.1% is what we're looking for. Got about 60 seconds here, it looks like. Let's drill into this. Let's get to it. So we're already seeing positioning. To me, it's pretty clear what's already happening, that this number is already supposed to be leaked. I think that small caps will benefit the most from this. So let's see what the number is, and then we will go from there. Here we go. Boom. Surprise, surprise. Isn't that a shock? I am absolutely shocked. What a surprise. It's not like it didn't leak yesterday, right? Let's get into it. Let's drill into these numbers, see what we have going on here. So it was pretty clear that this leaked already, and we're already seeing some. Let's just get into this and drill into it. It's obviously already out. Real earnings are actually up, which is interesting. That's a surprise. I'm not so sure why that's coming in that way, but it is. Let's go through this. Let me pull them up, and we'll go from there. CPI falls to 3% below. Core fell to 4.8. Core is below 5% for the first time in 2 years. So that's pretty much the end of this. Put a fork in it. Inflation's done. They might not even raise rates. CPI month over month 0.2. CPI index is down. So put a fork in it. See ya. So expect the market to continue to push higher. Very little reason to think that you're just not going to continue to grind higher here, guys. Very little reason to think that this just doesn't push. So let's go through the levels and what you should be looking for. Give me 1 second. And we'll go from there. Bear with me, guys. And go from there. So, all right, good. All right, so let's get to it. So these were great numbers. I'm more than happy to answer them. I would imagine that the Fed tool is going to fall today. I would imagine that the Fed tool falls today. So, but let's get to where we're supposed to look at. Okay, so this is going to be your level. This is probably going to turn into support at some point. But this is absolutely a huge number. I would expect this to continue to rally the market higher. I would expect the NASDAQ to continue to push. I would expect those kinds of names to just continue to grind higher. You're going to see money flow into NVIDIA, all these names. It's just going to keep pushing. It's probably not going to stop. What I would be looking for here is to buy dips if you're given that opportunity. I don't know that you just want to buy the first 5-minute rip this morning. You should get some kind of pullbacks. I have a DTL up here on the video. I'll show you it so that you can see it as well. And you just went right to my DTL and you stopped. So you're going to want to watch that. But 4,500 is huge. And we're through it. So clearly, again, this leaked. It was already out. And you should just keep pushing all day long on it. Inflation's dead. And if people aren't saying that inflation's not dead, I said this a while ago, and I meant it and very respectfully. You have to start watching who you're listening to. It doesn't mean you have to listen to me, but you got to stay away from these people that stay completely bearish no matter what happens, right? Okay, so just FYI, target rate probability. I'll share this for a second so you can just see what happened. Okay, I'm going to just share this for a moment here. So you can just see the Fed target probability just dropped from 93% to 89.9%. So the chances of a rate hike in July are coming down. That is, people are going to say, well, that's not a lot. Well, it's a lot if it keeps dropping. It's a lot if it keeps dropping. It means people are out of position. And that's where the rub comes. So just keep that in mind. But for us, for our purposes, we're going to watch that 4,500 today. That's an absolutely huge number. I would expect things like TNA to absolutely just continue to rip now. I would expect regional banks to continue to push. And I really don't see a sense in, in panicking doing a lot here. But you're watching Bitcoin bounce all around, which is great, giving you plenty of opportunity to get in and out of those names. And I'm going to pull this over so you can kind of see my watch list here while we talk. So these are the names I'm watching the most of. Riot's already at 18. I mean, it's kind of hard to not like that, right? And if they're going to come back down, guys, and you're going to get a shot at them, that's what you want. You want that, right? You don't really want to pay up. You want that shot. You want them to get crushed at some point today, market to sell down. That's what you want. So just watch it. But overall, these are great numbers. And anyone that doesn't think that they're great numbers is sorely mistaken. I am surprised that the car manufacturers are acting the way that they are. And I have to drill into those numbers. See the wicks down here? That's already telling you these are going to bounce. That's already telling you these are going to bounce it. That's the end of that. So that's probably your dip right there. Let's see what happens here for a minute. There might be something there. Give me a second here, guys. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that some of these names are just going to continue to push. This being one of them. Let's see how that goes. That's pretty interesting to me that this is your 4 o'clock level and you're holding right in there. So we'll see how that plays out. But I do like that. And I do like what you're saying here. I'd watch this. Look at these wicks. All they did was just shake people out of Bitcoin there. So this is one name that we're in. I've been pitching this name to you guys, for what? I think like 2 weeks now, or at least a week. We're in this in the community. Just take a look at it, do some homework on it. But we're up close to 100 points on it already. I've got a bunch of names to go over. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take questions. I'm just going to start here because there's so much to go over right now. I just want to go through this. As long as you're above 4,500, you're fine. Okay. You're probably going to take out highs in my opinion, I think you take out highs on the index this year. That's what I think happens. I've been saying it for some time. Doesn't mean I'm right. And I'm going to trade what's in front of me. 15.2's dead, higher low, higher low, higher high. I don't know what people want. Looks pretty good to me. Okay. And I would expect things to keep pushing. And I would expect them to keep going. That's where I am. I think people are sorely out of position here. Sorely out of position. So instead of me going through everything that I'm looking at, I was going to tell you to focus on the indexes. If you don't know what to do nothing. But to me, this is very clear that we should just probably continue to push. And I don't see any reason to do anything. I am expecting some kind of breakout eventually here on Bitcoin. So I just keep eating up supply over and over and over again. Candidly, I'm waiting for some news on a GBTC position that I have, but we'll go from there. This VMware news was really interesting. So I watched that today as well. 431 is a key level on NVIDIA. Tesla, I don't really like the way it's acting here. It will be used as a proxy today. If I was going to fade anything, I would fade Tesla, right? But I don't know that I don't know that that's the game I really want to play right now. I think you're just going to continue to rip right here. That's my personal opinion, and that's how I'm playing it. So just keep that in mind. Let's get to questions because I'm sure I have a lot of them, and we'll go from there. What's up, Ichi? If that's not your name, it's your name now. Now you got a new nickname. Yeah. Now it's not. None of this is. Well, you asked this beforehand, right, brother? No, they crushed, man. They crushed everything. I'm just FYI, guys. You can go to this site. It is free. You don't have to spend. I spend a lot of money on sites, and you don't really need to do that. Let me find this one site. They have everything. And no, I don't want to go there. Hold on. Let me do it this way. They have everything. And you can pull it up on Twitter and all those. But if you want the real breakdown, here, let me show you this. And they kill me with ads, but here, this is free. And it's just as good as any of the expensive services that I pay. Anybody can use this. Investing.com, and it'll give you everything. It'll just map it all out for you, right? You can shoot that. Month over month, 0.2. I'm not going to go through the breakdown of industry right now. I'm really curious what happened with the auto industry. And the fact that oil is up on the month, and this is the number that we got, tells you everything you need to know, right? So we've been saying this for some time, but obviously they should be taking a victory lap, the Fed. They really should, because they're pulling it off. They're pulling off that, quote, no landing. There's nothing here that's bad at all. And market should go up on it. So it is what it is. But you guys can use that site. It's free. It's a great site. It's one that I would definitely be utilizing and go from there. Other than that, give me 1 second. And we'll see how that plays out. But overall, I really like what I'm seeing here, and I'm very happy. So it's hard for me not to be, too excited here. But we'll see. I do like the movement. I do like what I'm saying. So let's see how this plays itself out right here. Give me 1 second, guys. Doing a bunch of stuff while we're talking. So let's get back into questions. What do you got, Jacob? What's up, Jacob? Let's do PACB and SNA. PACB. I don't know enough about the company and what's going. So the only thing I can tell you is technically you look like you can get up to here, which would be about 18. Your problem is you have no volume. So that would be a pass for me until I got volume. Once I got volume, that might be an interest to me. Until then, it's not going to be of interest. So let's see how this is going. SNA. Yeah, that's of interest because of the breakout. Snap-on Tools. Is this the tool company? I don't trade this one that often. I would like more volume. I like the RSI. Out of those two names, this is the one I'd focus on. What's Fast doing? Yeah. I mean, I like that too. I think I like that the most. Was that was the three that you went over, right? Yeah. I think Fast is the best out of those three. Hey, Hunter. Netflix. Yep. I think you have a clear shot up to this 456. I think it's just a matter of time. The problem is that it's just a maddening to trade. I don't know when I'm going to get a volume spike. It kind of does its own thing, but overall, I do like it. I just need it to move, and you have earnings soon, and that's always going to be interesting for this one. Always interesting for that one. So that's definitely something that I would be watching, and then kind of going from there. We still above 405, still there. So we're still kicking. Let me see something here. 419, SMCI. I'm just looking at a couple names, seeing how they're acting. Very little to say or do here, guys. Very little to say or do. All right, let's just keep going. SPY looks great. Sarcasm. What's sarcasm? It's so funny. It was so obvious that somebody knew. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Years of getting my teeth kicked in. FTNT worth a look. What's up, Terry? Yeah, you know, I mean, I see it. I like it. I think that it's already kind of had its day, don't you? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of already on that train. I would need some kind of pullback before I get involved. That's what I would be looking for personally. Some kind of pullback in it, and then kind of go from there. And I just don't really see that yet. So that's pretty much it. That's kind of where my head is with it. But I don't know. That'd be rushing into that right here, Tara. If you're in it, you're in it. Great. What's up, comrade? Been a while. GBTC. So we're waiting for a court date. We're waiting for this announcement out of court. And I think once you get that you're probably going to have a pretty substantial move in the name. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just want to be real clear with this next statement. I don't see for the life of me how they are not going to be able to win this appeal. That's just my opinion. I think that's why everybody's rushing to come out there and put out a ETF. They'll add $4 billion in market cap the day that they do that. So am I worried about if I'm in at 19 or am I worried about if I'm in at 20? I got to be honest. I really don't care where I'm in as long as I'm in, because I think they're going to get it. But you're playing a news event on this, right? You're playing an appeals court, and maybe that works and maybe it doesn't. And that's really where, the rub comes in there. Give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, I'm not really feeling that. Okay, should have moved by now. So let's see how this plays itself out. But I like the name. I think they're going to do what they think they're going to do. Let me leave it at that. I do like the name. UPST, I'm in a lot cheaper than where you are right now. I think it's going to just be a monster trade. I mean, I really do. I think when you go back and you looked at when somebody just gave them a ton of money, you don't give somebody $3 billion to go put to work in loans unless you've done your due diligence, right? So if you think about it from that perspective, and now they're going to deploy that capital, and then you're going to go into earnings. Come on. I think it's going to be a monster. We're in this at 38. It's done exceptionally well. And now we're up again today. So very little to say there, very little to do there. I think it continues, and I think it pushes. If you put your name on the wait list to get into the community, you will see invitations go out today to some people. So just FYI. Now, in regards to UPST, I mean, I just think this is almost like a lock. I don't see how you're not getting up here. So, we'll see, but I don't know how you're not getting all the way back up to that level. I mean, that's kind of how I see the world. So we'll see how that plays out. But I really do. I do like that. And I think you're going to keep seeing that push on the names that were working because you're through everything. You're going to have PPI tomorrow, but if CPI is there, PPI is going to be better than expected, just the way that it works. I like UPST a lot. ARKW. Yeah, I mean, obviously this is just going to be a monster, right? So, I mean, they're going to be in all the right names, quantitative computing, AI names. I don't know. I wouldn't bet against it. I mean, I'll leave it at that. I wouldn't bet against her. I think people that do it's just silly. But if I take a look at this and how we're doing here, I think we're fine. But you still got 64 you got to worry about. You have to get through that 64 and kind of go from there. But I don't think I'd be buying that there. Uber IoT. I don't know. I mean, the CFO left. The stock's up and the CFO left. Why'd the CFO leave? I mean, I know people like the company, but, he finally got it together and now he's leaving. And he's leaving before next earnings. Why? It's kind of a red flag to me, be honest with you. Technically speaking, it looked great yesterday. You had that above average volume on the relative volume scan that I use. I mean, maybe it works. I would tell you this, if I was in it and it broke right here, I would be gone. I would definitely would not be hanging out, seeing how it does. That's for sure. That's not something I'd be doing. I'd be getting out of the way. I wonder what happened with oil on this move. Oil's going higher too. CPI is coming down. Energy prices are dropping. Oil's going higher. It's so bizarre. I feel like I'm missing something. IoT. 163 people in the room. Please like this video. I purposely do not run ads. You're never going to hear me talking about a trading platform unless I own the darn thing. I don't know. What's the impetus? I've gotten to this 28 how many times, and I keep rejecting, and I have no volume. Why do I need to be in that? These names have their good times and bad times. What was that other one that look at the wicks over there. You are holding that 9 there. But overall, I don't know. What's your hurry? Like what's the hurry? I don't see it. NVIDIA through 431 yet? Nope. Okay. I'd hold off, Mats. I'm not digging any of those. PayPal, I know a lot of people were there. It's the Snap. It's the tool company. Jacob, I think the fast is the way to go there. You do, but I'm just telling you where my head is. Looking at the ones you just went over. Again, why am I buying this? Like I'm buying into this. Maybe if I picked it off down here, off of like this little RSI move or something like that, because you had a little bit of a divergence down here, maybe. But do I really need to pay up for that? I don't really want to be this guy. Here, let me show you what I mean by that. And, if you do this for a while, you can actually just, exactly where this stuff actually is without. Find that. Where is it? It's in here somewhere. Volume by price. There we go. You can actually see it without even doing it. But if you come to this level, look at that wall I have up here. Do I really want to buy into that wall, or do I want to buy over that wall? I want to buy over that wall. I don't want to buy into that wall, right? I just don't. I don't want to buy into that. It's silly. So let's see what happens with it. But overall, that's kind of where my head is. And let me just see a couple things here, see what's going on. Yeah, that's the end of that too. That'll rip. That's all right. Huh. All right. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. All right, let's keep going. Hood, let's get into that. Yeah, that's actually gotten above where you need to be for me to look at it. Was this level right here. The volume's getting better and better. Here's what happens. As the market gets better, more and more people start buying stocks again and start getting involved in stocks again, right? If the market starts getting better. And that's what you're saying. So you're going to start seeing more people get involved in the market. As that happens, you're going to just start seeing more and more, people wanting to be a party to what's happening. And I think it's a good thing. I do. I think it's a good thing, but we'll see. See how it plays. See how it plays out. No, I don't know that you have to. I don't know. You have to rush into that here. I'd be careful buying off the open on the gap ups. Usually, you get at least a gap, a fill back down But I don't know. I'm going to have to watch some of these. I'm not sure that I'm going to get that opportunity on a couple of them. I don't know that I would chase Hood here. If I was in it, great. If not, I'd probably at this point want to get above this level right here, this 12 3/4. That's kind of where my head is with it, you know. But other than that, I don't know that I'd be doing a whole heck of a lot there. I don't know that I'd be doing a lot there. I really don't. Yeah, I mean, I like a lot of those names. I mean, I've been looking at a lot of those names. Like we've been in a bunch of these, like Race. They can't make enough. Let's clean it all off. That's not what I wanted. Let me go back to this. Pull that up and go here. That's what I wanted. Like they can't, like I've been buying Race. Like they can't make enough cars. I mean, they literally cannot make enough cars. So it's just been on a tear. I think we've been in it since like 280 or something, somewhere around there. And you start going through them like LMVHF, right? And you start looking at these names. I mean, they broke out, they came back, they tested support, and they're all heading higher, right? They're up like 50% on the year. And they all look great. You know, if you start getting, and I'm looking at like the ultra luxury names, and that's where I would focus. But you start looking at this stuff and going, okay, well, here I am. You know, you look at from January on, and what have you done? You're just on a tear. I'm not so sure that that's something that I got to be, you know, panicking on here, or you know, and trying to get out of. I like those names. You know, ELF is one that we're in. We've done exceptionally well with this. You know, no one's really been paying attention to this. You kind of look at it from July on, and it's just it's just ripped. And then Alta. So, you know, these names just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. We're in this at like 440. We're up $40 in it. Like, these are not small trades, guys, you know, and I think that's really an important distinction. These things are moving. And so you're seeing that. Also understand, John, like, you know, you're at a 40-year low on investment by hedge funds into retail names. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. So I don't know, Cam. I don't understand why they're moving the way that they are. Intel, what's going on, Films? Let's take a look at Intel. I'm not, you know, can they keep going? Yeah, they absolutely can keep going. There's no doubt about that. They can absolutely keep going. So Intel, I would just watch the level right here, 36, you've been struggling with. You got up to it, you tried to break, you were unable to break, and now you're pulling back. You need to get through that. And you're just not having a good time. It's just not flying through that level. So let's watch that and see how that plays out. But you know, with the oil names, I have to watch. I'm wondering if it's got something to do with the rigs, or it's got something to do with these firms are all moving their oil prices up higher. So, yeah, scalping in between this as well myself. SPR being refilled, upward pressure on oil. Yeah, the war's coming to an end. You know, they got what they wanted. They wanted him in NATO. I'm not really sure what, I'm not going to get into it. Yeah, but that usually means like you're going to drill, right? And that's what it is. So I don't get it. IoT, CFLT building base. CFLT is one I know that people are watching, CFLT. And we have a couple guys in the room that are literal experts in like oil services, and they understand it way better than I do. I don't know. I mean, I can just technically look at it and what I see. This chart's beautiful. Like, to me, you tried to break out, you can't. You're going sideways, right? And you're higher, low, higher, you know, lower, high, tries to break. I love charts like this, right? Because they're just setting up. They're just setting up. But where's my volume? I need volume for me to be like interested. AEHR has some kind of conference today for CEO Summit, and then they have earnings Thursday, right? So I don't know. I mean, you're going to buy that ahead of earnings? I mean, I just keep looking at this. Like, I'll show you. Hold on. You want to buy that? I mean, it's got to get through. I mean, that's kind of how I view it. It's got to get through. It's either going to get through or it's not. You know, I mean, I just don't see how it's going to, you know, it's got to get through. DPZ I like a lot, but the DPZ trade, you know, that's really based upon, it must have had a great earnings, right? Would you have earnings today? You had something today. You're up dramatically. So I don't know what the news is. I'm just going to pull it up real quick, see if I can find it. Something's going on there. I don't know why that didn't hit any of my scans today. It's odd. They can order through Uber Eats and Postmates. So now you can get Domino's through Uber Eats. That's actually really smart. It's actually really smart. It's going to cut down on all their costs of having their own drivers and everything else. It's actually really, really smart. I'm going to watch that today. Because that's going to lower their costs and everything. Let's see how that does. How are we doing this morning with it? Is it just moving on? Does it just keep grinding? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually. All right. So I would watch that, but yeah, that could be a massive mover today. Give me 1 second, guys. Because smart money is not smart. Smart money's institutions, and they miss the turn. When you run an institutional firm, I ran a fund years ago, and when you do that, you have to look at things differently, right? So you're always trying to be further out because of the amount of capital that you're trying to deploy. So it's like turning a big ship versus turning a little ship. That's why people can make so much money with small amounts of capital, but when they try and do it with large amounts of capital, they have different issues, right? It's not easy to make the same amount of money with the same with larger and larger and larger capital. The same trades exist, but getting in it, the whole game changes. And so they're just late to the table. They always are. So they're always late to the table. When they're fully invested is when you get concerned. When institutions are fully invested, that's when you get concerned. When they're where they are now, it's like it's just a home run, because institutions move the market, not us. Yeah, they both look great. Lemonade, that's on a list. Oprah looks good. I watched this. I missed this move, candidly. It's one of those names I had on a list, and then I just completely, I don't know. I just completely forgot about, and then it just doubled. So, I get very myopic in my trading. So I just missed this, but just an absolute monster. I don't know that I'd go near it now, but it does look good. Go from there. Guys, I got to jump. I got to hop in the room. Have a great day today. Trade to win.